I'm Timothy Pender, the pastor of God's House Christian Church in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and I have the pleasure of introducing my wife, Yolanda Pender, who is discussing the topic of boundaries today. After over 34 years of marriage, children, and helping others, Yolanda uses her life experiences and formal training as a basis to help others in implementing effective communication techniques that are beneficial not only in family matters, but all aspects of life. I will tell you that after this session, you may have some questions or want to connect with us for assistance. I will provide that information at the end of this video. And now, without further ado, Lady Yolanda Pender.
Thank you, love. And hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And today's topic on boundaries will consist of understanding what boundaries are, and we'll discuss a few areas that are typical areas that boundaries should be set in, and then dealing with some of the maintenance of your boundaries. So first, I'd like to say that in our years of marriage, we dated in high school, and then we got together, and we were still having challenges, and we're thinking, what is going on? We know we love each other. We've dated all through high school, and we're ready to be married. Why are we having all these problems? What is going on? And so if you have been in a marriage before or in marriage, you understand and know that some things are just the way we think and who we are in our life experiences. So with that, we discovered that we need to set some boundaries in some areas. And boundaries by definition is your lines of ownership, lines of parameters, and the areas in which you will and will not operate in. Not too many limitations if you look at it. However, it's an opportunity of freedom. And so once you know your boundaries, understand how you will and will not behave and act, then you understand that now you're free. Free to love, free to move around, free to do what you need. So let's look at some of the areas that boundaries really help us in. We have an acronym called FRET. And with that acronym, F stands for finances. Finances. How will I allow others to operate within my financial realm? Am I guilted into giving to others who have a need? Do I freely give? And if so, how much do I give? So those are areas of concern when it comes to finances. Another area, number 2, hope you're writing this down, relationships. Relationships are very important and vital. We all are interactive, interrelational beings. So we interact with one another in relationship, in marriage, and at work, our children, our family, our friends. So what are my relationship boundaries? The third one is our emotions. How will I lend my emotions? And those that we are in relationship with tend to take up some of our emotional space. And that's okay. We just need to define with a boundary how much of that space that they take up. Okay. The next one is time. Time is a very important one as well. Time would be how much time and space do I allow, or do I even realize that I am taking up of someone else's? Because in timing, we have to define what's important to us. So, for instance, my husband, when it comes to timing, he likes to be on time for events, and I like to be there, okay? The difference is the definition of his on time means. So, on time for him means 30 minutes, 20, an hour sometimes early. Who does that? But he does. And then for me, as long as we get there when it starts, just before it starts, I get a seat, I'm good. But he doesn't like that. So I had to learn then to operate within his timing and his definition. And he knows my sense of timing and definition, and at times operates within mine. So that leads me to my next thing, which is consequences. In order to maintain your boundaries, you have to implement some consequences. Now remember, boundaries are for you. They define what you will and will not do. They're not an area for you to use to manipulate or control others. Hear that well. So when it comes to timing, if I know that he is going to maybe leave early, then I need to either one, be in his lane of timing or make arrangements for myself. And so that's a consequence. A consequence is that if I'm not ready and he's ready to go, I might possibly have to go on my own. And if the event is not conducive to us traveling separately, then he is considered, because it doesn't hurt me to maybe put on makeup, the rest of my jewelry or whatever in the car, and I leave in his timing. Okay? That's the consequence. And so consequences help you maintain your boundary lines and helps you regulate yourself. So there's no need for me to get upset when he leaves, because I already know he wants to be on time. His definition of on time. So that's it for today for boundaries. It, as you see, can cover a whole multitude of things. But we just wanted to give you a little tidbit for you to consider and to help you establish and maintain boundaries in your life. Once again, thank you so much to Faith on Friday Extra. I look forward to seeing you all again.
As I said, we will be coming back with some additional information. If you would like to contact us to get some information or have questions, you can contact us by our church website, which is www.godshousecc.com. Go on to the Connect tab, and on there, hit the Contact Us button and let us know whatever your question is or whether you would like for us to dialogue with you regarding assisting you with some things that you may be going through. And other than that, do you have anything else you want to say to close out?
Oh, I believe that's it. Thank you for watching.
Thank you again.